Hi everyone, welcome to Sit and Fit. My name is Kim Eaton. I am an exercise physiologist and I will be instructing your class today. I hope that everyone is staying home, being healthy, and that you're finding some creative ways to be active during this social distancing phase. So before we get started, I'm just going to go over a couple things. So this is Sit and Fit, so obviously we need a good chair that we can work with. Ideally, you don't want it to have wheels, so that way it's nice and stable. And if you do have one without arms on it, that'll also allow us to move a little bit more freely. Another thing, a little while later, we're going to use some weights. So if you have some dumbbells at home, it would be a good idea to go grab them. If you don't have any, some other options that you could use would be some canned goods. I have some lovely kidney beans with me, so you could hold cans while we do the weight part. You could also use like water bottles just to have something extra in your hand to give you a little bit more resistance. And then on the topic of water, it is good to have some water nearby. Take breaks whenever you need to. It's great to make sure that we're hydrated, especially as it gets warmer, as we're exercising. So having a water bottle nearby will be helpful. While we do the exercises, I will show you some modifications. Feel free to do whatever is best for you. If we're doing something where we're doing upper and lower body together, if it's better for you just to do the lower body or just the upper body, you can definitely modify it. You'll be doing this at home, no one's going to see you, so do what's best for you. And so we'll grab some water just to start, and then we'll start with our warm-up. Hopefully by now you've had a chance to grab your weights or your canned goods or something like that. All right, so we're just going to start with some basic shoulder circles, or arm circles, I guess we'll say. Just loosening up the upper body. And then we're going to go in the other direction. All right, good. Now we're going to do some shoulder circles. So nice big circles. This one always feels good. Helps release some of that tension. All right, and the other direction. All right, next we're going to start with some ankle circles. So just rolling out the ankles, warming up the lower body. And then other direction. Good, now we're going to switch feet. So circles. Slowly warming up. Good. And then the other direction. Good. To work up the calf muscles, so we're going to go up on the toes and then rock back onto the heels. So warming up the lower leg. Two more. 1, 2. Good. So now we're going to warm up the legs. So doing circles, bigger circles. We're getting the upper leg now. And then you can add some arm movement into it. And then we're going to switch on over to the other side. So we'll start out with the circles with the leg. And then you can add the arm movement in with it. Do one more, and then we're going to do both together. So both sides together, like we're swimming. So 3, 2, 1. Good. So now we're going to open up the arms and cross them in front of the chest. Starting to work the upper body now. Good. So we got 3, 2, 1, and now we're going to reach up to the sides, warming up the sides of the body. We got 3, 2, 1, and we're just going to march it out. Good. Now we're going to go into our V-step. So it's forward and back, forward and back. Good job. We got one more, and now we're going to switch and start with the other side. Try to work the brain a little bit today too. Good. And hopefully as we're doing this, you have some nice music going. Kind of dance along with it. Got one more. All right, march that out again. All right, so now that our warm-up's done, we're gonna go into the main part, so the cardio part. So we're gonna start with the bicep curl and leg extension. To really work those arms, pulling them up, extend those legs out, work the thighs. So one more each side. And now we're gonna go up, up. So knee up and press that arm up. One more each side. Or one more now. Good, and back to that bicep curl. And now we're gonna do both arms up. And one more time, back to that bicep curl. We're almost there. And then back up, so pushing up with the knee up. All right, now we're gonna jump rope. So you can either just kind of bounce the heels up, you can come up off the ground with your feet if you want, kind of whatever you're up to today. Jump rope, and then we're gonna skip it out. Good, now we're gonna push forward. Good, we got two more. And reach across. So you can add the leg if you want, or you can just reach across. Five, four, three, two, one. Good job. March it out. Now we're going to do some jumping jacks. So we're going out and in, out and in. If this is too much, you can either just do the upper body or the lower body, or you can even just do one side at a time. So kind of pick which version is right for you. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So now we're going back to this one. Good. And now we're going to bring the arms in front of us, in front of our chest. Switch it back to the bicep curl. Really extend those legs out. And then back to the in front of the chest. All right, for the next one, we're going to hop out, press up, and then bring the legs in, arms down. So out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. A couple more. Out and in, out and in. Good. So march that out. So feel free to grab some water now if you need it. Whenever you need a break, just grab some water. All right, for the next one, we're going to do leg out and in. Other side. So for right now, we're going to alternate. Good. Really extend out as much as you can. One more each side. And then we're going to double it up. So we're going to go 2 on this side. And then over to the other side. Good. So we'll keep doing that. So 2 on each side. Good. Other side. Just one more to the other side. Good. And now we're going to kick to the front. Kick and kick. Then you can add some punches with it if you want. You can either do same arm and leg or opposite, whatever feels natural for you. Good. And now we're going to double it up after this one. So kick, kick, other side, kick, kick. There we go, keep going. So again, really try to extend that leg out as you kick. And even the arm, make sure it's a nice strong punch. We're going to do one more in each side. Good. Now we're going to march it out. And one thing I forgot to mention, I don't know if you even noticed it, but I tend to sit on the front of my chair, and that's more just because I'm really short, so in order for me to reach the ground, I have to be on the edge. If you need to sit back a little bit more for the support, you can definitely do that, but you do want to be sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back, chest up, so good posture, working the core muscles a little bit more. If you want to challenge your core even more, you can scoot forward so you're not resting your back on the backrest, and then that will give your core a little bit more of a challenge. All right, so back to jogging or marching it out. And so next, we are going to jog. So we're going to go a little bit faster. So kind of jog as quickly as we can. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So we're going to bring our hands down as we bring that knee up. Good. So just side to side. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So kick to the front. So arms to the front. So 3, 2, 1. Good. And bring that down again. You can work on bringing the arms back, kind of squeezing those shoulder blades down and back. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to push back with the arms, working the back of the arms, and just kind of tap the toe back. Good. So really extend back with those arms. Feel those triceps working. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's go back to that jump rope. So either just kind of lifting the heels off the ground or getting the feet completely off the ground, whichever one works for you. And then we're going to skip it out. Good. And then march it out. All right, so for the next one, we're going to do knee up, kick to the front. Knee up, opposite leg kicks. Good. 3, 2. The next one, we're going to switch. So we're going to go knee up with the other leg and then kick. Kick. Good job. We have 3, 2, 1. Good. So now we're going to reach up and over. Make sure we're lifting that heel up, working the calf muscle. Good. Really reach to the sides. One more each side. And we're going to go back to that V-step. So out and in, out and in, out and in. One more, and then we're going to switch sides. So lead with the other leg. Good. It's always good to challenge your brain. Instead of always leading with the same leg, you got to switch it up. We got one more. Good, so we're gonna bring it to the front. And now bring the arms across the chest. Good, and we're gonna bring it up, up, up. Good. Three, two, one. March it out. All right, so now we're gonna step out and in, out and in, out. Just gotta work in those hips. Out and in. One more, and then we're gonna switch and lead with the other side. So out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. One more. Good. So kick it out to the front. And now we're going to go single, single, double. Single, single, double. Good. Single, single, double. Single, single, double. One more each side. Double. Last time. Single, single, double. Good, so press those arms back as the heel goes front. Good, side to side, really push those arms, extend them, work the triceps. All right, now we're going to the front. Working the chest muscles on this one. 3, 2, 1. Good. So march it out. So feel free to grab your water, take a little break. If not, you can just kind of keep jogging in place. All right, so we're going to go back to our jumping jacks. So out and in, out and in. If you need to just do upper body or lower body or one side and then the other, that's fine too. Just going to do a couple more. And then we're going to do our jump rope. So bring it back to the jump rope. So still sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back, and we're going to skip it out. Good, and then we're gonna march it out, and then we're just gonna go faster and faster until we work our way into our jog, or our run, I guess. So kind of go as fast as we can. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. So let's just kind of shake those legs out. Give our ankles a little roll. Good. And then we're going to tap it out. And now we're going to go from side to side. And then we're going to go single, single, double. 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 One more time. Single, double. Single, single, double. All right, good. Just got a few more minutes of the cardio part, and then we'll switch it up and do some weights and then some stretching. So we're going to do heel touches to the front. Good. Cross those arms in front. And now we're going to do knee up, so opposite arm and leg. Make that brain work. Good. And push forward. And then tap the toe back. So really reaching forward. Nice strong arms. So we have 3, 2, 1. We're going to do knee up and kick again. Knee up, kick, knee up, kick, kick. One more and we're going to switch sides. So now we're going to do knee up on the other side, kick with the other leg. Knee up, kick. One more. All right. So we'll march that out. Now we're going to skip. This microphone wire is getting in the way. Skip. And V-step. One more, and we're going to switch sides. So lead with the other leg. Good. One more. All right. So march that out. And then we're going to bring it into our run. As fast as we can, run, run, run. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So now we're just going to reach up and over, lifting up the heel, working the calf muscle. Good. Couple more of these, really reaching to the side. All right, so we'll march that out. We can grab some more water again, and then we're gonna grab our weights so that we can start a little bit of the resistance training part. All right. So again, you can either use hand weights if you have those at home. If not, you can even just use canned goods as we're doing the exercises. Either one works. All right, so we're going to start with our bicep curl. So elbows in by our sides. We're going to bring our hands up and then back down. Good. 4. So you want to exhale as you're raising the weights up. So you always exhale through the hardest part of the exercise. 7, 8. We got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So for the next one, we're going to lean forward a little bit. And actually what we'll do is we can put one weight down so we can support ourselves on our legs. You don't want to be pressing on the knee. You want to press like on the thigh. So you're going to lean forward. I'm just going to turn so you can see. So lean forward, keep that elbow up, and then extend back and then in. So this is working the back of the arm called the tricep. Good. We got 6 more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So then we're going to switch to the other side. So definitely be careful if you have a chair with handles that you're not hitting it with the weight. The weight's not bad. It's when you get your fingers stuck. That's what bothers. So leaning forward, support yourself on your thigh with the other arm. So elbow goes up and then extend back. 1, 2, 3, Good. You should feel the back of the arm working. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. So now we're going to grab both weights back. And for this one, you want to be sitting up nice and tall. If you want, you can be all the way back with your back supported by the chair. So we're going to hold the weights here. We're going to press up and then back down. So working the shoulders on this one. Good. 7. So on this one, you're going to exhale as you push up. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, so we're going to cycle through all 3 of those again. So we're going to start with the bicep curl. So elbows by your shoulders, bring those hands up. 2, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure we're breathing. And make sure you're not gripping the weights too hard either. 11, 12. Good. So next we're going to turn to the side. So you can rest one arm down just as a little more support. Elbow up, and then extend the lower part of the arm back. Good. So you're going to keep that upper arm right where it is. It's just the lower part of the arm that's moving. 6. So for this one, you can exhale as you push back. We got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll switch on over to the other side. So again, kind of help support yourself as you lean forward. Nice flat back. We don't want to be rounded forward. So essentially chest up, shoulders back, even as you come forward. Raise that arm and extend back. Good. Are we feeling it yet? 8. So we got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. So we're going to come back to the middle here to our shoulder press. So pressing up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can add a leg up if you want. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. So for this next one, you can either put the weights down or you can hold them. It's up to you. I can show you both ways. So for this one, you do want to make sure that your feet can be firmly on the ground, because for this one, we're going to do a sit to stand. So from the seated position, we're going to stand up, and then we're going to sit back down. So just make sure, again, that your chair isn't going to roll away from you, push out from under you. You can either hold the weight in front of you, or you can do it without. That's up to you. But you really want to focus on just using your legs to get you up and not using your arms to push up. So we're going to do 10 of these. So we're going to stand up and then back down. And then stand up and then back down. Good. Feel the legs working. Now if you're short like me, it's not very far to get down, so we have a little bit easier. 7. We got 4 more. 4. 3, 2, 1. Good job. So have a seat again. We're going to continue to work on some of the muscles in the lower body. So again, you want your feet flat on the ground. So I'm going to put the weights so that they're a little bit further down on my thigh, but not resting right on my knee. And then we're going to work on doing calf raises, so coming up on the toes. Good. 7, 8, 9. So you should feel those calf muscles working. All right. Next, we're actually going to stand up behind the chair. Make sure all your stuff is out of the way. I'm going to turn so you can see. So for this one, we're going to work the hamstring, which is the muscle in the back of the leg. So you're going to focus on bringing your heel up towards your butt and then back down. So always make sure you have something nearby that you can use for stability. Good. We got one more. And now we're going to switch to the other side. So balancing on one leg, bring that heel up towards your butt. So for this one, it's important that we're not bringing the leg forward. It's just bringing it up in the back. And it will work balance a little bit as you try to stand there on one foot. We have two more. Good. So now we're going to come back and we're going to do our sitting and standing exercise. So for this one, if you want, you can hold the weight in front of you. So you can kind of have the ends of it, or if you have a can, water bottle, whatever, hold it in front of you. So you're just going to stand up and then sit back down. So up and then back down. Good. 4. So for this one, you're going to exhale as you push up to stand up. And then as you're doing it, you want to make sure that your knees are in line with your toes. You don't want your knees coming in or going out. You want to keep everything in line. We got one more. All right, good. So if you don't already have your weights in your hands, you're going to grab them. We're going to put it, towards the lower part of the thigh here, and then come up on the toes. Good. So doing our calf exercises. Really come up as high as you can. It'll be easier to do it here than if you're standing. 2 more. All right, good. And then we're going to stand up so we can get that hamstring muscle in. Going to rearrange here. So again, you want to make sure you have something to hold on to for balance and support. So bringing that heel up in the back towards your butt. Good. We're going to have 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to switch to the other side. Bring that heel up in the back. 2, 3, 4. Really try to work on that balance. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, so we're going to come back. We're going to work on a little bit more upper body. So for this next one, I guess we could really just do one weight if you want. So we're going to lean forward again. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see. So lean forward. So this time we're just pulling the weight up. So using those back muscles to pull that weight up. You still want to make sure you're not slouching. Your shoulders shouldn't be rounded. Kind of nice straight back. Shoulders back, and then pull that weight up. Good. We're halfway there. Four more. 4, 3, 2, and switch to the other side. So other side, other arm. So leaning forward so you can support yourself on your legs, but nice flat back. We don't want to be rounded. So straighten up that back, shoulders back, and then pull that arm up. Good. 6, halfway there. 8, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So for this next one, we're going to have our weights up in front of us, and we're going to do some punches to the front. We're going to alternate. This is going to work the shoulders, a little bit of the chest. Good. Nice strong arms. Make sure we're breathing, and make sure we're not gripping the weights too hard. We don't need a death grip. We just want to make sure they don't fall out of our hands. We'll do 2 more each side. All right, good. All right, so feel free to grab some water if we need to. We're going to go through those 2 again. All right, so we're going to turn to the side. So nice flat back, leaning forward. We're just going to pull up. And then even as the arm comes down, we don't let that shoulder drop. We keep that shoulder up and pull up. And it's always good to look forward in front of you, just kind of keeping your neck in line with the rest of your spine. We got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and switch. So come on over to the other side. Leaning forward, support yourself, nice flat back, and then pull up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. So sitting up nice and tall. You can have your back supported if you want. So hands up. And then we're just going to do punches to the front. 3. Good. Nice strong arms. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. All right. So now we're going to put the weights down, and we're just going to work on some stretching. So after that nice little cardio, little strengthening, now we want to do some stretching. So the first thing we're going to start off with is some lower body. So as we're sitting here, you want to extend your leg out to the side. Sometimes I feel like these type of chairs with this little nub here, it's actually a little bit better if you can angle yourself so that's not digging into your leg. At least personally, that's what I find more comfortable. So leg out to the side, and you can even put the toes down there. And now we're just going to lean forward over this leg that's bent. So we should feel a stretch kind of on that inner thigh, a little bit more the underside, but inner thigh here. And ideally, you want to hold stretches for about 20 to 30 seconds. We might not go that long today, but if you really want to work on improving flexibility, usually 20 to 30 seconds is the goal for stretching. All right, so now we're going to switch to the other side. And like I said, kind of depending on the shape of your chair, sometimes it is good to angle so that the corner itself isn't digging into your leg. And for this one, you do want to be a little bit more towards the edge of your seat. So leg out, keep that toe down. As you lean forward, you're going to feel that stretch in that inner thigh. Do we feel that? Nice, good stretch. It is important to stretch after the workout because as you're doing the exercises, your muscles are shortening, they're contracting. So the stretching helps kind of elongate them back. Plus there's a lot of things that we do in life that are, in the same position, very forward. So doing things that help strengthen and lengthen those muscles back out can really help. All right, good. So the next one, we can have our chair straight this time. You're just going to put that foot straight out in front of you, bend the other leg, and then we're going to lean forward. So you can support yourself on the thigh of that leg that's bent. You just don't want to be pressing right on your knee. So kind of right at the meaty part of the thigh. Good. So this time you should feel the stretch right in the hamstring. And the more you pull your toes up towards you, you're going to feel the lower part of the leg stretch as well. And this is another one. We don't want to be rounded forward. Still want shoulders back, chest up, even as we come forward. And looking straight down, keeping your neck in line with the rest of the spine. Good. So now we're going to switch legs. And then lean forward. So it's really coming forward right at the waist or the hips here. Feel that stretch down the back of the leg. The more you pull your toes up, you're going to feel that lower part of the leg stretch as well. It is common to notice like one side you might feel more of a stretch than the other. That happens. All right, so the next one we are going to do is another hip one. So with this one, just be careful. If you've had hip replacement, depending on how they went in, sometimes they don't recommend this movement. So if this one's not for you, you can just kind of sit there and wait it out. But you're going to, if you can, cross your ankle over your thigh. If that right there is enough of a stretch, stay there. If you don't feel too much in the outside of the hip yet, then you can lean forward over that leg, and then you'll start to feel the stretch in the outside of the hip. Like I said, for some people, even just getting the leg up there is difficult. So if that's enough of a stretch, stay there. Otherwise, you can work on kind of pushing that knee down and then leaning forward over the leg. We kind of call this one like a figure four, because if you look at your legs, you're kind of making the shape of a four. Make sure we're breathing through our stretches. Yeah, we won't stay too long in this one, so then we're going to switch. This is another one. You might notice, okay, I could do it on one side, but the other side I can't. That happens. Just keep working at it. So cross the ankle over your thigh. And then if that's enough of a stretch, stay there. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you're going to lean forward over that leg. Feel the outside of the hip stretch out. All right, good. So now we're going to stretch out some of the upper body. This wire keeps getting in my way. So we're going to reach that arm straight out in front, cross it over the body, and then you're going to pull it in. So you're going to keep this elbow straight, so straight arm, and then just bring it in. So that way we're going to feel a stretch in the shoulder. Try to keep your shoulders down. We tend to be very, shoulders up by our ears. You want to relax that back down. Bring that arm across. Good. So like I said, you should feel the stretch, up through here. And then we're going to switch. So arm goes straight across, and then you just pull it in. And then remember, keep those shoulders down. Sometimes we forget, they start to creep up. So remind ourselves, okay, bring those shoulders back down. All right, next we're going to have our hands, we're going to reach them out in front of us, kind of round out that upper back. I don't know how much you can see, but round out that upper back, just looking down at the ground. Good. And then for the next one, which again, we're going to do a chest stretch. So bringing the arms back. I don't know how much you can see. So bringing the arms back. Kind of thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. Just kind of opens everything up here. Good. This is a great one because we do spend most of our days forward doing things. We don't extend back. So this is a good one. And then another one to get the back a little bit more of that extension. We can do it so you can either put your hands kind of on the lower back and then extend back. If that's too much, you can do your hands this way. So if your shoulders can't tolerate being back, you can just put the back of your hands against your lower back and then just kind of looking up, so extending back. So another one, you're going to feel everything in the front stretch out. Feel a little bit more of a stretch in that lower back. And you just want to try to keep your neck in line with the rest of the spine. You can look up a little bit, but if that's too much, you can straighten it back out again. All right, good. Next we're going to do just a couple neck stretches. So the first one we're going to do, so kind of roll those shoulders back just to remind ourselves we don't want them up here, we want them down by our sides. So keeping the shoulders down, you're going to bring your ear towards your shoulder. And then if you want, you can take the opposite hand, put it behind your back, and the hand that's on the same direction that you're leaning your head, you can just gently give a little bit more pressure. You should feel this stretch right there on the side of the neck. Just remember, keep those shoulders down, sit up nice and tall. Good, so now we're going to slowly bring it to the center, and then we're going to switch to the other side. So shoulders down, bring your ear towards your shoulder. Opposite hand can go behind your back, and then the hand that's on the same side that your head is leaning towards can, if you need just a little extra stretch, just kind of gently pull down, and you'll feel the stretch all through here. And these are things you can even do, like if you're sitting watching TV, you can add these stretches in. These are good ones. So for the next one, you're going to kind of turn your head like you're looking down at your armpit. And then the hands are going to do the same thing. So the opposite arm goes behind you. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can have that hand give a gentle little tug. So this one you should feel a slightly different spot in the neck. But we're still sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back. Good, so slowly bring it back to the center, and then we're going to switch. So looking down towards your armpit, opposite hand goes behind the back, and then the other hand can go on the top of your head. If you need more of a stretch, you can pull down just slightly. But still, shoulders back. Sitting up nice and straight. All right, so we just have a couple more stretches. So for the next one, we're going to stand up for this one. Ooh, work up. All right, so for this one, we're going to stretch the hip flexor. So this one that gets really tight, when we sit a lot. So stretching this out will be good. So you're going to start off kind of in a lunge position. So one foot in front, one in back. The wider your feet are apart, the more stable you are. If I try to line my feet up one in front of the other, that challenges my balance a lot more than if my feet are still about hip width apart. So keep them about hip width apart, one in front, one in back. You're going to have your chair here for balance. And then you're going to kind of do a little pelvic tilt. Tuck the hips under and then push forward. You should feel a stretch right in the front of the leg there. And then we're just going to hold that. So like I said, you should feel the stretch right in the front. Use the chair for balance if you need it. Just a few more seconds. Good. So now you can kind of bring that foot in a little bit. Now we're going to have the heel on the ground. So now we're going to feel more of a calf stretch. So keeping that heel down as we lean forward, you're going to feel the stretch right in the back of the leg. All right, so now we're going to switch to the other side. You may notice balance-wise, one side's a little bit easier. Again, that does happen, but the wider your feet are apart, so more hip width apart, it's gonna help with the balance. So for the hip flexor one, we're gonna keep the heel up off the ground. So do a little pelvic tilt, tuck the hips under, and then lean forward. Feel the stretch right in the front. I don't know if you can see. So right in the front hip flexor there. So definitely having a chair in front of you for support can help. You just want to make sure you're not leaning forward too much. You want to sit up nice and tall. All right, and now we're going to drop that back heel down and lean forward. And now we're going to feel the stretch in the back of that leg. All right, good. So the last thing we're going to do is just a balance exercise. So it's always good to work on our balance. So the first way we're going to do it is putting one foot in front of the other and then just trying to hold that for 30 seconds. When we do this, make sure you have a chair or something around in case you do get wobbly. You'd be surprised how hard it is to stand one foot in front of the other. It looks easy, but it can be difficult. So we'll just keep going here. So usually if you're going to practice it, you want to aim to try to do it for 30 seconds. And then once we're done with this way, we're going to switch our feet because one side oftentimes is a little bit easier than the other. Because when I'm standing this way, my back leg has more weight in it, so I'm actually balancing more on my back leg. So we want to make sure we even it out. All right, so now we're going to switch our feet, so other foot in front, and then we're going to try the same thing. So for 30 seconds, trying to balance like that. So if doing it this way, one foot right in front of the other is really difficult, you can modify it so that your feet are, kind of next to each other, but one's a little bit more in front. And then you can work your way to being able to do one foot in front of the other. If this is easy, you can try doing it with your eyes closed, which is going to make it a lot harder. So kind of pick which version is best for you at the time. A couple more seconds left. All right, good. So the last balance one we're going to work on. If you did okay with this, you can try now balancing on one foot. So again, make sure you have something near you that you can hold on to for support, even if you need to stand facing it. So we're going to balance on one foot and then try to hold that for 30 seconds. If you need to, arms out can help. Sometimes people's hooking the leg on your other leg. That can help as well. If you can't get it to stay up, you can do where you're just kind of gently putting your fingertips on the surface, or maybe you can only do it for a couple seconds and then have to put the foot down. The goal is just to keep trying it for the 30 seconds. Over time, you will be able to get it, but if you can only do a couple seconds, have to put the foot down, still continue to try it for the full 30 seconds. That's how we'll see improvements on the balance. All right, and then we're going to switch to the other foot. Face this way. And again, you might notice one side is easier than the other. We tend to have a dominant side, for strength and for balance. They might not necessarily be the same thing. But we do have one side that we'll generally go to more often for balance things. So we do tend to have one side that we can balance a lot easier on. But again, you can hook the leg if you need to. You can do arms out. If you have to keep touching down or holding on to something, that's fine. Just keep practicing it. So standing up nice and tall, good posture, that's going to help with balance. A few more seconds. All right, good. So now the last thing we're going to do is just take a couple deep breaths. So you can do it standing, or even if you wanted to sit back in your chair. So we're just going to take a deep breath in. And exhale. Deep breath in, arms up. Exhale out. Inhale. We got one more. Inhale. And exhale. All right, great job today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this class. It's probably not exactly like the normal sit and fit, but at least it gives you something to do. So like I said, stay healthy, stay active, and hopefully soon you will be back at your normal classes with everyone else, because I'm sure you all miss each other. All right, take care.